Tens of thousands are under evacuation orders. Shelters are full, schools are closed, and more than 1 million people are without power tonight.
We have no power at our office in Sherman Oaks.
South is going to be Palisades fire kind of over there. Over this way is that Altadena fire in like San Bernardino area.
How often do you guys do this?
Never.
5 fires now, all near Los Angeles, have grown to tens of thousands of acres in size, fueled by persistent Santa Ana winds with gusts reaching around 100 miles per hour in some cases.
So it's been exactly 2 weeks since the fires started. This is just the tip of the iceberg from these fires, unfortunately.
The Pacific Palisades was the first place to really be under fire. Wild brush fire started and it just got completely out of hand. So it's extremely sad to see, a lot of friends that are on that side of the hill and clients and whatnot, and people are just being displaced. Luckily, it seems like there's not so many injuries right now, at least that have been reported, and people are generally safe, but there's mass amounts of homes burning to the ground, neighborhoods completely being flattened, and it truly looks like the apocalypse out there. So I woke up and it was totally black, straight back looking into the hill. And the sun was rising. It almost looked like, initially I thought there was a fire back there in the hill. Luckily it was just the sun, but really, really difficult to see all this taking place. Kind of like one of those weird days where you don't know if you should be working or reaching out to people and seeing if they're okay. So we're kind of doing a mix of both. Had several properties actually that I wanted to put on the MLS today, and I held off. I called all of the sellers and I said, I don't think today's the best day to go on the market. Funny enough, all 3 of them are in the Hill. One's in Studio City in the Hill, one's in Sherman Oaks in the Hill, and one's on Laurel Canyon in the Hill. 2 out of the 3 sellers said, we agree with you, today's not a good day to go on the market. A third one said, I don't see the difference, put it on the MLS. So, we listened to what she wanted to do, so we put it on the market. I didn't want to be insensitive listing properties on a day that everyone is experiencing such hardship. I think the areas that are getting hit right now were high-risk areas to begin with, although it's crazy. I mean, the fires in the Palisades have gone all the way down to the beach. Was that a high-risk location? I'm not sure. But it really, brings up a bigger question of what does the future look like, with so many people being displaced out of the, Altadena and really Pacific Palisades area, which is my favorite area of Los Angeles. It's extremely beautiful. There's so many nice homes. It's just a really nice environment over there. Where are these people going to go? Are they going to become renters? Are they going to become buyers? But more importantly, what is the state of the homeowners insurance here for high fire risk areas in Los Angeles? It's been so challenging over the last few years to get fire insurance in high risk, high fire zones. And the big game in town, there's a lot of private companies that are pulling out of the insurance game. And these companies have been pulling out left and right due to the cost of rebuilding homes. They've gone up significantly since all the inflation that hit during the COVID times. The state level policies, all the state mandates that are making it more challenging for insurance carriers. And then also climate change and fires coming into the area, it's just becoming more frequent.
So it's been exactly 2 weeks since the fires started, and there's a lot of questions surrounding exactly how the rebuilding process is going to go, what insurance in the future looks like, and really where all these displaced victims are going to move to. The Governor Newsom signed an executive order expediting the rebuilding process, but there's a lot of questions about, who's going to move in and be the first person to want to rebuild in these areas. How many people are actually going to want to rebuild? How many are going to be bought by investors to rebuild? There's a statistic I learned that 35% of victims of a fire, when there's a major fire devastation, don't move back into a specific area. That's looking at the Santa Rosa fires, the Woodley fire, the fires up in Oakland. So be interesting to see how that plays out and how long that process takes. Insurance is a big question. How many insurance companies are going to be willing to insure homeowners in these areas moving forward? Right now, pretty much the only game in town is what's called the California Fair Plan, which is really basic insurance. It doesn't cover liability and I believe water. So it's just, I think, fire, wind, and hail. So seeing how insurance plays out and how the costs are moving forward and how many actual insurance carriers are in the game is going to be really interesting to see. And then figuring out exactly where people are going to move to, where all these displaced victims are going to go. How many are going to go out of state? How many are actually going to move long-term into parts of the San Fernando Valley, other parts of West LA? So we're all trying to see how this plays out and how it affects the marketplace. When you displace this many victims, markets do change. So how much they change is really the question.
It's going to be interesting to see, but definitely my heart goes out, and I know everyone that I'm speaking to on the team, really feels for everyone that's experiencing this right now. And one thing I love about the city of LA is it really comes together in times of need. We've experienced things like this in the past, and it just brings out the best in everyone. So really hoping this blows over quickly. Blow over may not be the right word. Hope this ends quickly, so everyone can be figuring out their next steps and getting themselves back to normal.